3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And a look here now at their fourth-year quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
But the numbers from a week ago for Pickens. 6 catches, 57 yards.
And the competition gets a little bit tougher here because he's got to go against the #1 ranked defense in the NFL against the pass, the latest incarnation of the no-fly zone.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Pickett will look to throw it here. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. You look at this Niner defense. It's quite a unit, #1 in the NFL against the pass.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window because this is what you prepare for, this is what you practice for, this is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deommodore Lenoir. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And they're knocking on the door now. There's a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
A 2nd down throw for Purdy. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. Touchdown! George Kittle with touchdown #7 on the year. And the 49ers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Moody good with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive #2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
They'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Pickett. And this is going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
This is taken at the 23. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, this team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the game.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs. I don't care what the game plan was coming in. After these runs,
you're running it, right?
you make sure you keep circling on your play sheet, running plays that are working, and keep patting those big offensive linemen on the back. They're doing a great job.
Goes without saying, the defense is going to have to adjust to it.
In a big way, and they've got to figure out, do they have to sell out to stop the run, or can they just do it better than what they've done so far?
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they are back to 500 now. The win last week, their 3rd in a row. And the question, is this run coming too late to make a difference in the playoff race?
Great question. They definitely still have some work to do, but I think a lot of folks were writing this team off about 3 weeks ago, even some of their own fans. So I suggest you put some extra shocks on the old bandwagon, because this team has rebounded.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. You look at this Niner defense. They were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
I lost count of the number of turnovers that were occurring in that game, right? I mean, I had a clicker going after a while. 5, 6, 7, 8. It was unbelievable. There haven't been that many turnovers or takeaways, however you want to say, in the game since the Reagan administration. This is absolutely unreal.
I was in diapers. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. And he couldn't get that one to his man. Short of him, it's low and incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Pickett looking to throw on 2nd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is?
Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. As they've got it as we resume action. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. In a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly. But here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they'd better take advantage of it, because otherwise, if they end up losing by 1 score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. This one caught by Kittle. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. On 1st down, it's Purdy. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of 85. But then they never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's third year, playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that fit.
And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers.
Christian McCaffrey with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers go up by 2 touchdowns. Moody good with the extra point.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Pittsburgh offense making their way back out.
And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
Second down and right back to McCaffrey.
They find some open field here.
And he's going to take this all the way down to the Steelers' 17-yard line. 112 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. Play action. Now Purdy. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett.
Escapes the sack. It's brought in by Harris.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
First down now, but that clock rolling.
Back to throw, Pickett. Going across the formation, he finds Freiermuth.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
To the air on 1st down with Pickett. That's caught downfield by Pickens.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. It's a gain of 35.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. He gets it complete to Harris. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. These guys have been driving down the field. But defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. The decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it. This 3rd quarter. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. On the ground, McCaffrey. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Purdy's throw pulled in by Kittle. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 33. Purdy looking to throw. That's caught downfield by Kittle. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Purdy. quick throw here. That's complete. Touchdown 49ers. George Kittle, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Niners take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Moody good with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs at their own 25-yard line. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They'll run again with Harris. And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner, because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. Got to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Taken at about the 36. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love it.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Christian McCaffrey, and he's going to be out of bounds all the way down at the 2. So close. 202 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Purdy now to throw. Touchdown! George Kittle, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Moody good with the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Steelers set to take the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They've got his man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Might want to remember that 3rd down play, 37 yards. And that seemed to me to be all about trusting your receiver.
No doubt about it, because when he put that ball in the air, I will guarantee you everyone who's watching this game right now thought, that's up for grabs. But this is a lot of practice time. As you mentioned, a ton of trust, and he knows how good his guy is. So to him, it wasn't up for grabs. To him, it was a big play waiting to happen.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play. Back now here in Santa Clara. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Here's Pickett. And that's complete to Cooks. Fighting his way through contact. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 23. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Looking to throw, Pickett. That's going to be caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Deontay Johnson, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Steelers are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is down to 28-10. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the 49er hands team does its job. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And he'll be out of bounds. 241 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission.
You took the work. Touchdown 49ers. A great play there. Taking it in. And the 49ers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Moody good with the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. This taken in right around the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team. Far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for. And remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged
Brandon Cooks, and he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. The Steelers getting another first down on a bit of a roll. They'll throw again with Pickett. And that's complete downfield to Cooks. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Good pickup of 28 yards. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Pickett going to bootleg it. This will be caught just inside the 10.
give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be second down. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. Ooh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
Pickett, he's going to throw it again. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side.
Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
Now Pickett. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Pickett back to throw. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The San Francisco defense trying to hold tough again. This is 3rd and goal.
Pickett.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Deommodore Lenoir. And the Niners force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Another run with McCaffrey on second down.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. And quickly they get to the line. 3rd down, here's McCaffrey. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Second down and right back to McCaffrey.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Fighting to stay upright.
He's got the hookup downfield to Samuel.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
Here's Purdy on 1st and 10.
This is caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
Well, this was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football.